Welcome to On Point for College Utica Celebration 2021, presented by Adirondack Bank. Who are we? We are a college attainment program helping students get into college, achieve success in college, and find a career after graduation. Since 1999, On Point has helped more than 3,500 students earn more than 4,700 degrees. We break down barriers that prevent young, underserved individuals from education and career success, transforming communities by making college, training, and career success a reality for those in need. Today, we celebrate education, service to your community, overcoming obstacles, giving back, and reaching your potential. Please join us in celebrating these amazing students. Now, let's meet our hosts. First up, it's Gio Harvey.
My name is Giovanni Harvey. I'm a senior at SUNY Poly, and my current major is Communications and Information Design. Being a first-generation college student, it wasn't easy because not having the prior knowledge or resources to get into college, On Point really stepped in when I didn't know how to take a step myself. I immediately got involved with student government here on campus. I served as the president for the 2021 academic year, so that was a great time, and just being the person that students look up to bring their concerns to administration and to create a more inclusive atmosphere. Those things are what I most look forward to in student leadership, to help and guide students and help them find their voice when they might not be able to find it themselves. I'm so excited to be hosting this event and to again collaborate with the amazing people here at On Point, being in a position to not only shed light on some of the accomplishments of myself and my peers, but I feel as though this is a way to show other students that this could be you. You have the same opportunity to excel and to put yourself out there in a way that makes you marketable, that makes you better prepared for life ahead. And so this is a great example of just how this program not only pays it forward internally, but how students are given the opportunity to do the same. Being a part of this show is a huge honor, and I'm really excited to be here. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the On Point for College Utica Celebration 2021. I'm Gio Harvey, and I'm so excited to be here. But I couldn't do this all alone, so let's give it up for my co-host, Kay Parker.
My name is Kay Parker, and I graduated from SUNY Polytechnic Institute. I currently work at Indian Corporation and also doing my MBA at UAlbany. Indian is Utica's technology company, and we serve every big tech company you can think about. So right here in Utica, we're making products that are used all over the world. I moved to the US in the summer of 2014. I came here as an international student, and I had no family. I didn't have anyone to even pick me up. So the biggest thing with first-generation college students is finding out the resources that are needed for you to excel. But On Point for College really steps in as like a guardian for the students that later became like a backbone for me. I was the youngest person ever that served on the Community Foundation Board. It's really refreshing to have new voice in, which is pretty much me being a young Black woman, as a woman who has gone through poverty and who has gone through literally every single stage of struggling or fighting for the American dream. It is a voice that I bring to the table to ensure that people who look just like me and who are where I once was have a voice and have representation. I'm super excited to be hosting the On Point for College annual celebration event again. This organization means so much to me. They have provided a lifeline for me to thrive. I'm thankful to be able to serve this organization and just be involved in celebrating the next generation of student stars. Hi, Gio. Utica! I couldn't be more excited to be here with you today. My name is Kay Parker, and thank you for joining us. Thank you to our generous sponsors who have made this event possible, especially to our presenting sponsor, Adirondack Bank.
Today we're going to share with you stories of other students like us whose lives have been shaped by a wonderful program called On Point for College.
On Point for College helps first-generation students overcome the barriers to higher education. They support students at every step along the way, from application through graduation and beyond. They empower students to fulfill their dreams and to achieve their potential.
If at any point during our program or afterwards you would like to learn more about or contribute to On Point for College, you can do so at onpointforcollege.org. You can also text On Point, all one word, to 243725. That's 243725 to show your support. Now on to our event.
Our first story today is brought to you by Herkimer County Community College, and it features Mu Thao. Mu was born in My Lai refugee camp in Thailand and moved to the US in the 4th grade with no understanding of English. Today, she's a fluent speaker, and she even gave a speech in front of her graduating class where she graduated with a 4.0 GPA. Today, Mu works in the Human Resources Department at Chobani.
I am Mu Thao. I am a SUNY Albany graduate of 2020. I am a people team coordinator at Chobani. I get to see many different people every day. I'm from a very diverse place in Utica, so seeing the diversity here makes me really happy. I came here when I was 8 years old with my parents and my siblings. When I came here, I did not speak any English. Originally, my parents are from Myanmar. There was this ongoing civil war there, and they had to flee to Thailand, and they resettled in a refugee camp. There was not much opportunity for us. If we were to go to school there, it would only be up to not even 12th grade. My parents wanted bigger, better things for us. They wanted us to get the education that we could get here. I first started connecting with On Point right before I graduated high school. I was talking to a teacher. He was telling me about how On Point, they help people who are first generation college students. They help with financial aid and all those stuff that I was very unfamiliar with. When I started with On Point going into school, they helped me with buying books. They also helped check up on us. I would see someone from On Point weekly in the middle of campus, just so students know that they're supportive of other students as well. After I did my 2 years in a community college, I was moving to Albany, so they actually help with college campus tours, and they also provided us pillows and all the hygienes for college to make sure that we're all prepared and are all set. It made me feel like there's someone who really cares about how I'm doing. Just having that support system makes me feel like I can count on them if I were to ever need anything from them. I did do a couple of internships through On Point with Stephen Lockwood back in 2018, and On Point got in touch with Steve, and he was able to be like, this is a good person. Mu can work for you for the summer. The opportunity with Chobani came up, and I was like, I can't miss this opportunity. It's something that's gonna be good for my career. So I applied for the job. I actually reached out to On Point, letting them know I have an interview coming up. I need help. I'm not very good at interviewing, and they were able to connect me with someone to help me interview, and then I was able to land this job. Very important to me to help others apply for a position here, because being a refugee, I know being able to have someone who can help with that process, it helps a lot. It's important for other people to support On Point, because then they can do bigger, better things for oncoming students, helping them buy books and then being able to support them. On Point means family. Even if you call them, they're there for you. If you need them, they'll even drive hours just to see you, so they're family.
Wow, what a great story.
It's so awesome to see Mu thriving at such a large company right here in our backyard. And did you know that Chobani has a 30% refugee population?
That is just amazing. This story really gets to the root of what On Point is all about. Being there for students at the beginning and throughout their college careers and beyond.
On Point was there for Mu at every step along the way. Not only did they help her in getting scholarships and financial aid for college, they took her on college tours and bought books for her. and they provided support with the basics like filling out college and financial aid applications, providing rides to and from school, visiting students on campus, helping with campus housing. That's just what OnPoint does every single day.
Our next story is brought to you by Mohawk Valley Community College, and it features Ahmad Juma. When Ahmad came to America, he didn't speak any English, and not only that, he's blind, but that could not hold him back.
Ahmad earned his associate's degree from MVCC and his bachelor's degree from the University at Albany. He received both the SUNY Chancellor's Award and a National Achieving the Dream Award, and that's only the beginning. He is so inspiring.
My name is Ahmed Juma, and I am a 2021 political science graduate at the University at Albany. A lot of times when you see someone with a disability, they assume on what they can do and what they're not able to do. If you want to give people an equal chance, you can't make assumptions about people with disabilities. I was living in Sudan about 9 years old when a civil war broke out in 2003 that would force my family and I to a neighboring country in Chad. I had the opportunity to go to school at the refugee camp, but at that place, they didn't have any way to educate someone who's blind. So one of the immigration agencies spoke with us and asked if we would like to go to some other countries, and my family chose to come to the United States. It was really difficult learning the language. Sometimes you have like accessibility barriers, meaning certain things are not designed with someone who's blind in mind. My parents couldn't speak any English, so throughout my experience, I had to really be an advocate for myself to be able to really get through that. My high school years and elementary school years as well.
Are you good? Good. Welcome to OnPoint.
So OnPoint, I think I got connected with them in 2017. Trying to decide which college you should go to, that's a very difficult decision that one have to make. You might not have support, and you might not know who to turn to. And they were there every step of the way with college tours and getting a computer to be able to use in school. If I had to go out and purchase that myself, that would cost me, at least $2,000. I was so grateful. This software is what enables me to do everything in college. There are keyboard navigation that I can use to navigate. Right? If I hit letter H, it will jump to the next section heading that is labeled.
OnPoint has helped more than 11,000 first-generation youth to get into college and get the resources to survive and succeed.
Whatever the road you want to take or whatever the dream that you have, they make sure that you stay on point to reach that. Interning at New York State Legislature, I got to kind of see how the policies are being made, and right now I'm working at Central Association for the Blind, helping people who are blind or visually impaired how to use technology. I also serve on the advisory council for students with disabilities in the New York State Education Department. I don't really like to just sit by. I like to be part of the community and help shape the community and move forward. OnPoint was really there for me. Usually when you have an issue with schooling or whatever, you have to be like, which person do I reach out to? But OnPoint is there every step of the way to help you.
Man, Ahmad is amazing. He is so dedicated to improving his community, and he now even landed a job with Oneida County, where he continually contributes to helping others.
I'm glad he was able to turn to OnPoint to be a support network, to help him navigate these challenges, and to connect him to the resources and services both on and off campus. That's exactly what OnPoint is expert at, being the hub with spokes reaching out in all directions. Ahmed has really adopted the OnPoint ethos that transforming communities starts at the individual level. Change a life or two and you can change an entire community.
Yeah, I remember when I first joined OnPoint, they were so helpful in connecting me to the services and resources I needed, not just on campus, but also in the community. For instance, Kevin, the Utica campus director, brought me to get my license. That is awesome because without him, I probably wouldn't have found the ride that day to get my test.
Man, if I started telling stories about the times Kevin and his team at OnPoint helped me out, I can be here all day. That's just what OnPoint does. They meet students wherever they are, whatever their needs are, and they pull out all the stops to help them.
And in case our audience is feeling inspired and want to actually make a change, you can contribute at the website onpointforcollege.org or by texting OnPoint, that's one word, to 243725. That is 243725.
But before we get back into the stories, we'd like to take a few moments for some words from our presenting sponsor, Adirondack Bank.
Hi, I'm Michelle Belso, Vice President of Marketing for Adirondack Bank. Adirondack Bank is proud to be a sponsor of the OnPoint for College Utica Celebration. We are honored to support the wonderful work of OnPoint for College. And we are passionate about empowering the education and career dreams of students in our region.
It is so great to have the support of a partner like Adirondack Bank. They are so committed to education and to seeing the success in communities that they serve. They are just like OnPoint in that way, and it's a perfect synergy.
It really is. For those just tuning in, I'm Gio Harvey and I'm joined by my co-MC, Kay Parker. Today we're sharing inspiring true stories from OnPoint for College students like ourselves, who are thriving in the Central New York community. So Kay, as you've known, we've always held this event in person in the past, but this time we're doing it virtually, and we want to thank all of our sponsors and supporters for sticking with us while we try something different.
Even though we've had to go virtual for this year's event, we wanted to throw in a little something for the traditional event. I've hosted this for 3 years, and my favorite part is always the awards.
First up is the Campus Angel Award. This award is given to an individual at a college or university who has gone above and beyond to help OnPoint for College's first-generation lower-income students overcome challenges and ultimately empower their success. For always going above and beyond to help students, the 2021 OnPoint for College Utica Campus Angel Award goes to MVCC Educational Opportunity Program Counselor J. Manny Sibion.
Thank you for this award for the OnPoint for College Campus Angel. I will continue to do my best to work with resources on campus and off campus to help students be successful in their college careers. Thank you once again.
Next, we have the Foundation of Hope Award. This award is given to organizations and individuals who have effectively partnered to positively help change our students' lives and communities. It is an honor to award the 2021 OnPoint for College Utica Foundation of Hope Award to Excellos Blue Cross Blue Shield and the regional president, Eve Vanderwall. Excellos and Eve have been amazing partners with OnPoint on different programs benefiting our community, internships, jobs, mentoring, and empowerment as a whole.
Thank you, OnPoint for College, for this award. It's an honor for both Excellos Blue Cross Blue Shield and I to be recognized. Throughout my career, I've been mindful of accepting new challenges and taking advantage of opportunities for education. As a lifelong learner myself, it's a privilege to be able to support such a wonderful program that has helped so many students reach their full potential. Thanks again.
Next up, we have the Dreammaker Award. This award goes to organizations and individual leaders who, through their leadership, investments, and collaboration, have helped make the educational and career dreams of our students come true. Adirondack Bank and President Rocco Arcuri have been great champions for OnPoint for College, with steadfast support of OnPoint for College's events, programs, and student internships, and jobs demonstrating every step of the way that they cared and wanted to make students' dreams a reality. We are so honored to present them with this award.
We are very excited and honored to be selected to receive the 2021 OnPoint for College Dreammaker Award. I believe strongly in the power of education to break down barriers through access to training, college, and careers. Education can open doors and create a positive impact on future success in life. We are proud to be able to bring value and opportunity to our community and to help make dreams come true. Thank you for this recognition.
I'm Joni Grandy from McDonald's, and on behalf of Tom Clark and myself, we would just like to say that we are extremely proud that Rocco has been named the Dreammaker Award this year, and we're also proud to say that we have been sponsors of OnPoint since the very beginning. It's a wonderful organization. We hope you have a great year and continued success.
Last but certainly not the least, we have the Make a Difference Award. We present this award to an individual whose work with On Point and achievements have made a difference in the lives of On Point students, students in the region, students in New York, and students all across the nation. This year's award goes to someone who has been an amazing advisor, advocate, and caring partner for On Point for College and our students. This year's Make a Difference Award goes to New York State Higher Services Corporation's Director of Federal Relations, Mr. Frank Bauman.
Thank you very much for this award. As a student who is a 16-year-old, received a college acceptance letter but had an unemployed dad and a mom working minimum wage, I understand the challenges of trying to go to college. And On Point is someone who's done tremendous work over the years. It's an organization I've admired. And the fact that On Point told me I've made a difference to me, that doesn't just make my day, it makes my year. Thank you very much.
Wow, all of these wonderful community leaders and organizations are such a key part in improving the lives of students. Congratulations to all of the winners and thank you for all of your support.
And if any of our audience members want to know how they can support On Point today, they can head over to our website at onpointforcollege.org to learn how to get involved. Or you can make a quick contribution right now by texting On Point, and that's one word, On Point, to 24 37 25. That's 24 37 25.
Now back to the awards. Our final category of awards goes to our student stars. These are On Point students who have graduated and embarked on careers, or in many cases, advanced degrees. They are passionate about their communities and giving back. Our first student star is Isabella Moole. Isabella received her associate's degree from MVCC and her bachelor's of arts in international relations from University at Buffalo SUNY this year. Isabella is now a regional office assistant for Senator Kirsten Gillibrand at the Senator Syracuse office. Isabella is very active in the community, including the Utica Karen community and other community organizations.
Next is Clark Paula. Clark is a Haitian refugee who overcame many struggles with the help of On Point for College, and he graduated from Utica College with a nursing degree. Clark now serves as a nurse at St. Luke's Hospital, where he works on the front line every single day helping others.
Next is Darius Wynn. Darius graduated from MVCC with an Electrical Services Technician Associate's degree. Darius overcame housing and several other obstacles with On Point at his side. Darius works locally for Wolfspeed, formerly Cree, in Marcy. Darius volunteers at the Midtown Utica Center, including helping coach their award-winning robotics team.
Next is Jasmine Rukia. Jasmine graduated from SUNY Poly Psychology program after receiving an associate degree from MVCC. Jasmine is active in the Midtown Utica Community Center and also at the center, paying it forward every single day by helping others.
Our final student star is Cherry Nguyen. Cherry graduated with an associate's degree from St. Elizabeth's Nursing School, and she also works at the St. Elizabeth's Hospital and volunteers in the community while helping people every day as a frontline nurse. Wow, what an impressive group of students and graduates. It makes me so proud to call them a part of my family at On Point for College.
So true, Jill, and I think you make such a great point. On Point for College is really like one giant family. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from, they welcome you with open arms.
And just like On Point is a family, our last story is about a family. This story, which is sponsored by Adirondack Bank, is about Bakash and Kumari Regmi, who came to America from Bhutan as refugees. They started out with nothing and now they are living the American dream. They are so inspiring.
And they have so many degrees. Vikash earned his bachelor's and master's degree from SUNY Poly in 2014 and 2017, and now he's also working on his doctorate at the University at Buffalo. Kumari also has a bachelor's and master's degree that she earned from SUNY Poly in 2016 and 2018.
My name is Bikash Regmi.
I'm Kumari Regmi, and we're a nurse practitioner and also adjunct faculty at SUNY Poly.
We have 2 daughters and son on our way.
We wanted to help them realize what we have been through, and we need to help others.
Initially, when we came to this country, we needed a lot of help, and many warm-hearted people came forward and helped us. Bhutan was very peaceful country till the civil war started and the government started sending armies to the place where we lived, closed the school, and it was changed into the army camp, and people were just arrested.
That's when my parents and my grandparents decided that, we should leave the country, otherwise we'll be taken there and, beaten the same way like other Nepali people. And, as a 6 years old, you don't know where they were going, but they were saying that, it's night, but we have to pack up stuff that we can carry and we have to walk and we have to get out from here.
We left in September of 1992 and we came in Nepal and stayed in a refugee camp for 17 years.
As a refugee, you don't have a good health care.
There are a lot of diseases we can just prevent by washing the hand, which we didn't have the resource like enough water, soap. And I feel heartbroken about that because as a kid, I always think that I wish I could do something to prevent those deaths.
With health fair, we teach refugees and immigrant people about cancer, cancer awareness.
She does all the behind the scene background work and I just go and speak more. Hi guys, good morning. How are you? When I come to this country, initially the food was new, the culture was new, environment was new. Like I came in September, there was like little bit of snow, but I was wearing my hat, like jacket, and like one of the people in the plane told me, it's too early for that. And I was like, what are you talking about? Then like October, November, then I realized that how hard it is.
I wanted to go to school and I used to volunteer at Catholic Charity. So Bika started volunteering there and that's where we met.
It's interesting too because like I was looking just to go to the school and she was looking to go for a school and I was just meeting one of the On Point rep and she was also meeting and that's how we kind of met too.
So On Point means so much to us because I came to this country with not a lot of education, not a lot of English, and I was helped by On Point to fill the FAFSA and even getting into the college, helping me financially, giving me scholarship.
If someone has a question about that, like education, college, reach out to On Point. They are very helpful and they can guide you by step. We both started the Vikas and Kumari scholarship because we always value the education and we can use this water bottle for the scholarships. Thank you so much. We just sold the bottle. It is $1.80. Well, every penny counts. This is one of the way we just like to say thank you to the country and community that has given so much to us.
We're so proud to be here and be the citizenship of this great country.
Now I have a place to live. Now I have a passport. I can go to any country without any fear. So which, if I think about this like 10 years ago or 20 years ago, like I never have thought about those.
I could not even believe that living in this house, from where I came from and what I used to live on. Our daughter, she knows like English, Nepali, everything she could write. Well, when I was that age, I didn't know anything. I started school when I was almost 7.5 or 8.
Yay!
She's 4.5 now. Said, Mommy, at my 5th birthday, I need an iPad.
Yeah. And she's not getting it. It's fine. No.
If you have everything in life, you have to have that heart of caring and loving and helping others.
Let's help each other because at least at some point of life, each one need help from each other. So let's help that people so that he or she can be successful and live their dreams.
Wow, what a heartwarming story about the importance of helping others. Hearing where they came from and seeing where they are now and what they're able to provide their children is simply amazing.
When I first joined On Point, I had no idea of how many fellow students were refugees. They have been working with the refugee populations almost since the beginning, at least since the Lost Boys came over from South Sudan in the early 2000s.
On Point helps so many different kinds of people. Young traditionally college-age people, and older people looking to go back to school, people who have children or who have been involved with the criminal justice system, people who live with their families, and people who have been a part of the foster care system.
And don't forget, people from urban and rural communities also. Did you know that On Point actually serves 7 county regions of New York State? Anybody who lives in Cayuga, Cortland, Herkimer, Madison, Oneida, Onondaga, or Oswego counties, in the Mohawk Valley and Central New York as a whole, they are all eligible to join On Point for College.
And you want to know what else? On Point for College is free, like 100% totally free. All you have to do is reach out and sign up. It doesn't matter if you have a plan yet, are still exploring, are already in school, or even thinking about going back to school after already started, they will work with you.
And they have already worked with thousands of people from our community. I think at any given time, they are working with about 3,000 people who are currently enrolled in college or some form of educational program, like a certificate or training program.
3,000 names are a lot to keep straight, but they manage it, and they're able to do it because of some really generous people that help them out. On Point for College receives support from companies, foundations, community groups, and even regular people just like you and me. And there's tons of ways to help. On Point accepts donations, they have events like dinners and golf tournaments that people can attend, and they even take volunteers.
What a powerful impact the support of individuals like you can have on a program like On Point and on the lives especially of the students that it serves. Volunteers, donors, without people like you, the incredible work On Point does would not be possible.
And I think I could speak for the both of us when I say that as a student of the On Point for College program, thank you. Just thank you. We so appreciate having had these opportunities made possible by On Point's generous supporters.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Jill. And before we pass it on to the man who has been at On Point almost since the beginning, employee number 2, I just want to say thank you to our audience. Thank you. You have been wonderful, and it has been a pleasure to share your time today. On behalf of myself, Kate Parker, and my co-host, Joe Harvey, I just want to say thank you, and now on to Sam.
Hello, I'm Samuel Rouser, Executive Director of On Point for College. Thank you for sharing your time with us today, and thank you to all our event sponsors, especially Adirondack Bank, Herkimer College, Bank of Utica, Excellis Blue Cross Blue Shield, J.P. Morgan Chase, and Mohawk Valley Community College. At On Point for College, we measure our success by the success of our students. Our goal is that On Point alum complete the program feeling empowered with the credentials to help them achieve their goals and ready to become contributing, engaging members of our community. The students and alumni you met today are just the tip of the iceberg. Investing in On Point for College is investing in their futures and the future of the Central New York and Mohawk Valley communities. We encourage you to learn more about the On Point program and to get involved at onpointforcollege.org. With your support, together, we can build the next generation of On Point for College success stories. And remember, at the end of the day, to always keep it on point.